different 4 core tasks of data mining. This was also one of the tasks, isn't it? Association analysis was also one of the tasks. With predictive modeling, we have association analysis, and then we have cluster analysis. And what is the other task? 4 core tasks. Then not able to hear anything. Predictive modeling, and then we have association analysis, cluster analysis, and which is the other one? Something people are not ready to tell us. Okay, let's start now. So as you know, if it is business, means there will be accumulation of large quantity of data from their day-to-day operations, isn't it? So huge amounts of customer purchase data will be collected daily. For example, at a checkout counters of grocery stores. And as an example, we have such data, which is usually known as market basket transactions. Association analysis will help us to understand or discover the interesting relationships which are hidden in the large data sets. We'll analyze the data and we'll find the association among them, and this will help us to discover the relationship which are hidden in the large data sets. And if some of the relationships have not been covered, then we can just form association rule or sets of those frequent items. And the following rule can be extracted from the data set shown in table 6.1. Do you remember that we had done this earlier? So we have this, the rule suggests that in this, if at all, if we have a rule like this, diapers with beer, the rule suggests that a strong relationship exists between the sale of diapers and beer, because many customers who buy diapers will also buy beers. Usually it was earlier when we discussed, it was diapers with milk. So here they say that diapers with beer. So this rule suggests that there is a strong relationship between the sale of these diapers as well as beer. And what retailers can do is they can use this type of rules, identify new opportunities for cross-selling their products to the customers. So association analysis will help us in finding the interesting relationships which will be hidden in the large data sets, and also we'll form association rules for some uncovered relationships, and those uncovered relationships can be represented in the form of association rules. And this is just an example of such thing. So what they can do is, this rule suggests that there is a strong relation between diapers and beer, because many customers who buy diapers will also try to buy beer. And this type of uncovered relationship or hidden interesting relationship which is hidden can be used by these retailers to help them identify the opportunities for cross-selling their products to the customer. Okay. People are still sending answer. Yes. Okay, Shreya. Not only for this market basket data, this association analysis will also help you to is also applicable to other application domains such as bioinformatics, medical diagnosis, web mining, and scientific data analysis. Okay, as an example, we have this in the analysis of earth science data, the association pattern will reveal you with interesting connections among ocean, land, and atmospheric process. And such type of information will help the scientist to develop better understanding of how different elements of the Earth's system will interact with each other. Okay, so some interesting relationship which is hidden we'll be able to find out, and we'll be able to better understand how different elements of the Earth system will interact with each other. So this is just how association analysis can be used in earth science data, can be applied to earth science data. In the same way, it can also be applied to other application domains such as bioinformatics, medical diagnosis, web mining, scientific data analysis as such. Okay. And there are usually two there are two key issues that need to be addressed when we apply this association analysis to the market basket data. Some two issues are there when we will just try to apply this association analysis to the market basket data. That is, discovering patterns from large data set will be expensive. Okay, and some of the discovered patterns are potentially spurious, but they may happen simply by chance. It may be by chance. So such data will be considered as some of the so those discovered patterns we can call them as spurious because they may happen simply by chance. So these are the two key issues which need to be addressed when we try to apply association analysis to market basket data. That is, finding patterns from large transaction data set will be expensive, and some patterns which will be discovered will be spurious. It may be simple, it would have happened by chance. Okay, so those two issues we have to just take care of, needs to be addressed in market basket data. And we have the basic terminology which is used in association analysis is nothing but binary representation. This is one of the basic terminology which is being used in association analysis. So this market basket data can be represented in binary format as shown in the figure. We have one more row. So that is not. So we have the next table 6.2, which says that so we have one more table 6.1. Accordingly, this is written. Okay, just I'll try to put that also here. 1 second. Let me put that here so that both will be together and you can just, it will be easy for you to analyze. One second. Yes. So this is the example of market basket transaction where we have the binary 0-1 representation of this market basket data. So this is one of the representation, and this is the one of the basic terminology which will be used in association analysis. See here, customer 1, he buys bread and milk. So we have entry 1 for that. For others it is 0. And for customer 2, we have entry at bread, diapers, beer and eggs. This type of binary representation will help you to do association analysis and find out the interest of the customers so that you can do the cross selling of the products. Okay, the third one has milk, diapers, beer and cola. This is binary representation of the market basket transactions which is shown in 6.1. So this is one of the basic terminology which is used in association analysis. So each row will correspond to a transaction here, and each column corresponds to an item. An item will be treated as a binary variable whose value is 1 if the item is present in a transaction. If it is present in a transaction, its value will be 1. And if the transaction is not there for that particular item, it will be 0 otherwise. 0. Okay. And the presence of particular item in the transaction will be considered as important than its absence. And this item is an asymmetric binary variable. And this is one of the simplest view of real market basket data, because here we are not considering any important aspects of the data such as quantity of items sold or the price paid to purchase them. Nothing like that. We are just interested in finding whether that particular item was sold or not. Okay. This is one of the representation. Basic terminology. Binary representation is one of the basic terminology which is used in association analysis. At the same time, we have this item set and support count. Suppose we have item I1, I2 up to ID, which is a set which represent the set of all items in the market basket data, and T1 to Tn will represent the set of all transactions. And each transaction Ti will contain a subset of items which are chosen from these items. Obviously, the transaction should be made on the items which are available. So each transaction, this transaction is nothing but a subset of items chosen from I. So in association analysis, a collection of 0 or more items is termed an item set. So basic terminologies we are just discussing. So item set is nothing but a collection of 0 or more items, and if any item set contains k items, it is called k item set. So here we have 3 items, so we can call this as 3 item set. And as you know, empty means it does not have any items. Basic terms only. And the transaction width is nothing but number of items present in a transaction. So we have this one more terminology, transaction width, which is called as the transaction width is nothing but the number of items present in the transaction. If at all, if you take a transaction Tj, it is said to contain an item set X if X is a subset of Tj. For example, here if we take the second transaction in 6.2, it contains items set bread, diapers, but not bread and milk. Bread and second transaction. Bread and milk is not there, but it considers bread and diapers. Okay. So one of the important property of this item set is the support count, which is nothing but the number of transactions that contain a particular item set, and that is stated as shown here. So, okay, how do we do that? The support count for this beer, diapers, and milk is equal to 2 because there are only 2 transactions that contain all 3 items. Okay. So, if at all, it refers to number of transactions that contain a particular item set. So, if we have beer, if we consider beer, diapers, and milk as an item set, so in how many transactions it is present, that will become the support count. So, as an example, if we take 6.2, so beer, diapers, milk. Let's check here. Beer, diapers, okay, and milk. We have 2 transactions which have beer, diapers, and milk in common. These 2, 3 and 4, isn't it? 3 and 4. That is support count. Is equal to 2 because there are only, okay, the support count for beer, diapers. So any item set you take, how many transaction that particular item set is present, that will become the support count for that particular transaction. As an example, this only is equal to 2 because support count for beer, diapers. In the same way, which are the other things we have? See here, we have bread, milk, and diapers with a support count of 2. Item set bread, milk, and diapers with a support count of 2. Are you able to get this? And again, which others? Okay, these 2 and these 2. Those are the only bread and milk. If you take just bread and milk, if you take, you have 3. 1, 2, 3. Supporting count. Just diapers and beer, if you take, you have 3 transactions. Diapers, beer, 1, 2, 3. So support count is nothing but refers to the number of transactions that contain a particular item set. Okay, that contain particular item set. Okay. So we have this rule also shown here. 3. Association rule. Implication expression of the form X, where X and Y are disjoint item sets. The strength of an association in terms of its support and confidence. So this support defines how often a rule is applicable to a given data set. So we'll discuss these things. So right now we'll stop it here with support count. It's nothing but number of transactions that will contain a particular item set. So as an example, beer, diapers, and milk. So we have beer, diapers, and milk in transaction, these 2 transactions, 3 and 4. We'll use this support count to find out. See, confidence. To find the confidence, we'll use this. So the rules confidence we'll obtain by dividing the support count by the support count for this. Since there are three transactions, the confidence of this rule is 0.67. Okay, since the support count for milk, diapers is 2 and the total number of transactions is 5, the rule support is 2 by 5. Okay, let's discuss this example again.